So we think whoever provides best services at the most affordable prices will win this competition.
Olá, este é o Poder Entrevista. Eu sou Miguel Rodrigues, sócio-diretor do Poder 360. E eu vou entrevistar Tony Chu, CEO global da Keeta, empresa chinesa de delivery que acaba de chegar no Brasil. Tony Chu tem 41 anos, é graduado em Finanças pela Universidade de Nova York e em Economia pela Universidade de Washington em St. Louis. Trabalhou em empresas como Morgan Stanley, Kuai e a Didi, dona da 99, onde foi CEO. Tony comanda as empresas da Keeta, subsidiária da chinesa Meituan, onde também é vice-presidente desde 2022. A Keeta opera na Arábia Saudita, nos Emirados Árabes, em Hong Kong, no Kuwait, no Catar e agora, desde dezembro, no Brasil, onde vai investir $1 bilhão. É sobre a operação brasileira que vamos conversar, diretamente do novo escritório da companhia em São Paulo. Tony, thank you for your time.
Thank you, Miguel.
Pleasure to be here with you today.
Thank you, my pleasure.
Tony, I think the first question we have for our readers and our viewers is regarding the reason why Meituan, and I'd love to hear why the reason behind this name, Meituan, afterwards as well. Yeah. But I'd love to understand why Brazil was selected as the country to launch Keeta's first Western operation.
Sure. So Meituan in Chinese, the Mei means beautiful, and Tuan means together. So it means we can do beautiful things together. So our mission is to help people eat better, live better. So we build all our business around that mission statement. So in China, we have food delivery, we have grocery delivery, we have medicine delivery. We also have in-store services where we help restaurants find their potential customers. We also have hotel and airplane tickets booking. So
all in China?
All in China. And we work with 14 million merchants, manage 7 million riders, and every year there are more than 770 million users make at least one transaction on Meituan platform.
Oh, wow.
And we started going beyond mainland China in 2023 when we launched Keeta in Hong Kong. And then in 2024, we launched Saudi Arabia and other Middle East countries. And this year, we have decided to come to Brazil. So to answer your second question, the reason why we come to Brazil, first is Brazil is a large market. So food delivery in Brazil is more than $12 billion. It's the fifth largest market in the world and still growing at 20% a year. So we think in 5 years, it will become the fourth largest market in the world. And the second reason is there's mainly one player in this market, right? So when we do the study, merchant, partners, riders, or consumers, they all want another alternative. And we feel that with the technology and operation know-how from China, we can add a lot of value to this market.
Yeah, and you touched on a bit of this whole scenario in the Brazilian market where we have one player that's essentially dominating. And I'd love to circle back to that, but just understanding this whole Brazilian scenario in general, Mr. Chu, you have lived in Brazil previously, is that correct?
Yes, 2018 to 2019.
I see. And would you believe that you have a good understanding of the Brazilian market? What do you think makes Brazil a unique market in comparison to other markets where Keeta already operates globally?
Yeah, so I'm still studying my Portuguese, so I wouldn't say I understand Brazil very much, pouca Portuguese. But I think if you look at food delivery market across the globe, in each market there are almost three players, at least three players. Right? In China, there's Meituan, there's Ele.me, there's Jingdong. And in the US, there's DoorDash, Uber Eats, and Just Eat. Same in UK. And
so
Deliveroo, Just Eat, and Uber Eats, right? Yes. And in the market that we operate in the Middle East, there are almost 10 players. So this is more healthy because restaurant, riders, consumers, they can choose which platform they prefer. And there's competition, right? And competition drives innovation. But in Brazil, there's only mainly one player who accounts for more than 80% of market share. So we think that's why all the stakeholders, they're looking for a new alternative.
I see. And in comparison to these other nations where Keeta currently operates, so the UAE, for example, what is the market share there currently? Are you open to tell our readers what the market share there is?
So in Hong Kong, we launched 2 years ago. And today we are number one in terms of both order volumes and transaction value. And more importantly, we doubled the market size within
wow.
24 months. So which means that our merchant partners, they double their sales on the food delivery platforms. So for UAE, we just launched, I think 2 months ago, so it's very early.
I see. Okay. And coming into the Brazilian market now, we have the scenario where, of course, iFood dominates the Brazilian market in general. It's around 80 to 90% from what we hear in terms of market share and overall transactions. Yeah. We also see some expansion from other players such as 99 Food, so Didi is also expanding and investing in this market. How exactly can Keeta stand out in this scenario and eat up, let's say, a chunk of this market?
Yeah. So when we think about competition, we think about our customers,
Okay.
consumers, merchant partners, and to some degree our riders is also a customer, right? Because they use our app. So we think whoever provides best services at the most affordable prices will win this competition. So in China, every day we process more than 100 million orders, right? That's why we have a very advanced technology and algorithm to make the operation very efficient. So that's why in Brazil we launched a product called On-Time Promise, which we launched in Hong Kong 3 years ago. This product allows, we will tell our consumers when they make the order when the food will arrive. So if we are late by more than 15 minutes, we'll pay the consumers a coupon, a compensation from our pocket, because we are very confident that we can be on time more than 90% of the time. So when you provide a better experience and at multiple prices, people will choose, right? People will vote on their foot. Yeah.
Do you believe that in general, Keeta offers a better service for all parties involved, so restaurants and the delivery people as well as the final customer? What are some of the differences Keeta offers in terms to other players with regards to the restaurants and the delivery people?
Yes. So for the restaurant, for example, what they really want is more sales and at a reasonable commission rate, right?
Okay.
So on more sales, after we launched Santos at the end of October and São Paulo on the December 1st, when we talk to those merchant partners, they're very happy that they work with us. So some restaurant, they told us that they doubled their sales within 1 month. And a lot of the restaurants I visited, they're very small, they're like home kitchen. One restaurant I visited in Santos is called drive-through kitchen. So 2 girls operate a cookie store. Okay. So she told me that because I was trying to deliver to customers to see our product. I went to her store. She's on the 2nd floor of a building. She told me that before she worked with Keeta, she only had 10 orders per day. Now she had 20 orders, and she's super happy. And on the commission rate, we are, I think, 3 percentage point lower than the market average. So we try to be reasonable on the commission rate. So that's on the merchant side. And in addition to that, we provide them with marketing tools so that they can do smart marketing themselves together with us. We also have a big sales team to educate our merchant partners how to do marketing and attract new users. So this is what we do on the restaurant side. And on the rider side, we think what the riders really want is a stable income, good and stable income, safety, and some caring, right? So I was in Santos driving with a rider. So I asked him, like, how do you feel like working with Keeta?
You were on the bike.
I was on a car.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. This bike was. I do not have the license.
License.
Yeah. And I cannot talk to the driver.
For sure.
Yes. So I was in a car with a driver, and he told me that. I asked him how do you like working with Keeta? He said he liked it. Before Keeta, he had to work on 3 different apps. Yes. Because he didn't have enough income, right? He did not know how much money he can take home every day to his family. But with Keeta, he can make 200 reais per day from Monday to Friday and 300 to 400 reais on the weekend per day.
And Keeta does not bar riders or restaurants from also paying service to other apps. So
we don't.
Keeta does not have exclusivity.
Yeah, we don't pay drivers or restaurant money to exclude them from a bonus. Yeah, we believe in open market. We believe in free market.
Okay.
Yes.
And in general, do you believe that practice has in some way harmed the Brazilian market? How do you, as the CEO of Keeta, view this practice in general? Is it fair? Is it unfair? What is your position on this specific market?
Yeah, I think this is one of the main reasons why the number one player has more than 80% market share in Brazil, right? Mm-hmm. So when you think about when a new company enters Brazil, if it cannot work with the top brands, it's very difficult for the company to operate, right? Or they will either have no brands to offer to consumers, right? Or they have to pay a large upfront fee to break those exclusivities. And that money was not used to invest in product, not used to invest in operation and services. So that's why I think it's the reason why the number of players has so much high market share and why there's only one player in this market.
I see. And there's, I think this has been subject to a lot of discussion in the legislative branch and also in terms of regulations. And I believe the top player, iFuji, has been subject to a few decisions in that sense that would bar them from actually imposing these clauses. But we know sometimes it's difficult to ensure that these regulations are being met. How do you believe that the Brazilian government can go about ensuring that this market is fair for all players involved?
Yeah, I think there needs to be some more debate around that and also take some references from other countries. Okay. So for example, in China, today it's not legal to have exclusivity clause it's illegal. Same in Middle East countries like Saudi Arabia, UAE. All restaurants can work with all platforms because they believe this is more healthy for the market.
I see. And you were talking just before, Mr. Chu, on how Keeta began with a soft launch or pilot in Santos, the two cities in the Baixada Santista, right? So Santos and São Vicente, yes. Why did the company select this specific region, these two cities, to begin with this launch, and what were the main difficulties in these weeks that ensued with this launch?
Yeah. So normally when we launch a country, we would choose a relatively small city to pilot, right? Because we want to make sure our product, our delivery, our customer service work very smoothly. And of course, we're new to this market, right? We will make mistakes. We try to fix this mix before we go to bigger cities. So for example, in Saudi Arabia, we launched Al-Hajj, which is a small city with only 100,000 people, before we launched Riyadh. And the reason why we choose Santos and São Vicente is for Santos, we try to respect Pelé, right? Pelé.
Oh, I see.
Yes. And for São Vicente, we heard it's the first city in Brazil, right? Yes. From the Portuguese. So we think that's quite symbolic. And also it has both inland and also coast areas. So we think it's a good representation of Brazilian cities.
Oh, wow. Yes. There's actually some debates on whereas some people say São Vicente was the first city, Tony, but other people say it's Cananéia. I don't know if you've heard about this. It's used to be a village, then it's separated, so there's this whole situation. Okay. But when Keeta gets to Cananéia, then of course you can also talk about that as well. Yes. But it's also close by. And I wanted to understand and also dive in a little bit on the whole investments the company has announced in Brazil. Mm-hmm. So from what we gather, it's a $1 billion investment in Brazil. And I wanted to understand what are the areas that are going to be prioritized in this investment. Is it technology? Is it marketing? Is it, in general, communications with the general public and decision makers? What are the main focuses for Keeta? And if you can, Tony, of course, what is the expansion plan for 2026?
Sure. So that $1 billion investment involves the following aspects. The first, we plan to build a logistic network of more than 100,000 riders across the country. 100,000
riders until the end of next year, or no?
Yes, we think most will be until the end of next year, yes. Okay. Yes. And that also involves providing marketing tools and a marketing budget to support our merchant partners. And also involves building a customer service center in northeast of Brazil. And also involves to build a local team, right? So today we have more than 1,000 people. We think we can reach almost 2,000 towards the end of next year. Yeah, so these are where the money is going to. And of course, that involves some product localization, right? Because Brazil market is still different from other markets, so we need to develop some product specifically for Brazil.
For sure, and we're actually filming here today in the brand new Keeta headquarters in São Paulo.
Yes.
Just inaugurated last week. We're filming on the 18th of December. You just came to this headquarters, and there's 1,000 people working here today. Is that correct?
Yes.
1,000 people.
Yes, we're just moving.
How most of these workers are Brazilian. Are there a few who came from China from the main operation, or would you say 90 or something percent?
So almost 90% are Brazilians.
Wow.
Yes, we still have some people on the product engineering side, operation side from China. We want to make sure we inherit knowledge from Meituan, China, and then distribute that know-how to the Brazilian market.
Brazilian market. And why does Keeta have this policy to really dive into the markets that the company is expanding to? So you're the international CEO of the company, and you moved to Brazil. Before you were living in the other areas in which the company was expanding to. What is this policy in terms of being here on the ground and interacting with these cultures and these markets that you are entering?
Yeah, when you think about our business, it's food delivery, right? And it is a very local business. So as the operator of this business, we have to live like locals. We have to know on Monday what Brazilians like to eat, on Sunday what people in São Paulo like. I heard it's pizza, right? On Sunday night. Yeah, so pizza, right? So we have to understand how local consumers live. What are the pain points of their orders? What are the pain points? What does the merchant partners want? What are the pain points of riders, so that we can provide them with a better service? So that's why it's very important for the management team, even from China, to live in Brazil at the beginning. Yes.
I see, and of course we are in São Paulo, and we were talking about some of the main hiccups, or let's say the main issues, quote unquote, in living in this big city, such as traffic and safety on the road. How does Keeta view these issues, and how has the company worked in order to make our roads in São Paulo more safe and all around Brazil with its riders and using its own technology?
Yes, you mentioned a very good point. We think safety is also very important to riders, right? Mm-hmm. So that's why in Brazil we are implementing a few operations to improve the rider safety. For example, when they deliver, we will monitor their delivery speed. And if they exceed the speed limit, we will trigger alarm. And then if it exceeds too many times, we'll call them back to our centers and train them. So this is on the speed limit. We are also bringing our smart helmet from China. So that helmet, the way it works is it has a Bluetooth connected to the helmet, so that when the riders accept orders, he doesn't have to look at the phones. Okay. He can just say to the Bluetooth, okay, I'll accept, I'll reject. And then if the rider falls on the street, falls on the floor, and doesn't move, it will trigger alarm in our headquarters. And we will have our customer service team will call the riders to say if you're okay. If he doesn't pick up, we'll work with the government, to try to help him.
And this helmet, we were talking about this before. There's many versions to this helmet, from what I gather. Yes. One with a visor, which can show essentially which way, sort of like in a GPS, where the rider should turn. Is that correct? How does it actually work?
Okay, that's the next generation. That's like virtual reality, right? It has like the maps, indications. That's probably we need to the technology probably needs a few years to mature. Okay. But on stage, because we have that operating in China. So
does it already operate?
It does already operate in China.
With the visor and the indications?
Oh no, not that. But the Bluetooth work in China. Okay. So we're bringing that version to Brazil, and we'll first use that on the bikers. Yes.
So bicycles.
On bicycles, yes. Because in China, most riders ride on electric motorcycles. They're not as fast as the motorcycles in Brazil. Yes. So we need a full helmet for Brazil. So we're designing that. But for the first stage, we'll only do the motorcycle for the bicycles. Yeah.
Oh, I see. And in terms of technology and investment in the area, of course, I think lots of Brazilians and our readers have seen this as well. Videos in the internet of deliveries being done by drones, right? So there are drones that take deliveries to people in China, be it at the park or in their homes, in their apartment complexes. Is that something that you, as international CEO, view as possible to implement in Brazil? Is it too far off? Years in the future, maybe? Would you like to bring that to Brazil in the future?
Yeah, of course. I think it really depends on the regulation, right? Today, I think there's no clear regulation on that, so we still need to work with the government to see how this progress. So in China today, the drones account for probably 1% of all the delivery orders, but it can be very useful in certain use cases. For example, the Great Wall.
Yes.
So if you
We've
order,
seen the videos for sure.
Yes, if you order, let's say, a bubble tea on Great Wall, it's very difficult for the riders to climb thousands of steps to deliver, right? But we can use the drones to deliver. And for international market, we already have operation in Hong Kong and Dubai.
With the drones.
With the drones, but only it's still a very small percentage of the total order volume because we just started. Yeah.
And of course, it's early, but I just wanted to understand how has this relationship and discussion with the Brazilian authorities been for Keeta in this early moment? You're bringing technology that does not exist in Brazil with the Bluetooth helmets. Have authorities been open to receiving this? Has it been easy? How has it been in general to approve these new technologies in Brazil?
Yes, what I feel is the Brazilian authorities are very welcoming us to come to Brazil. They really care about the wellness of the riders, right? Okay. So they want us to bring better working environment for these workers, right? So that's why we built a driver center in São Paulo. So it has bathroom, it has charging stations, it has microwaves for them to heat up the food. And the government also care about restaurants, especially SMBs. They want a vibrant economy, right? So that's why we think we can bring our technology and operational know-how to help them.
Oh, I see. And in this area of technology, I also want to understand a bit of the market. Something that we've seen being popularized in the discussion in what has been coined by some people and the media in general as a war between these apps. So there's different players. So there's Keeta, iFood, and 99 Food, and there's some discussion whereas to some data may have been leaked, or there is some spying and misappropriation of data with regards to Brazilian users. How does Keeta respond to this, and what are the policies and internal positions that the company is taking to avoid the data of users and restaurants and riders being leaked? And would you care to comment on these overall accusations that are appearing in general?
Yeah. So as a company, we have very high standard on law compliance and not have ethical business conducts. So I heard that there are many allegations against each other in the market, but so far we have not received any formal investigation. Okay. But in fact, we also suffered a lot from this. I think on the second day of our launch in Santos, there's a group of people who pretend to be Keeta employees and talk to our restaurant partners, look into our system, take videos, take photos, and even shut down their accounts on Keeta. So we believe in healthy competition, but I don't think this type of behavior is healthy. It's even crossed the lines of the law.
And these people who in Santos went to these restaurants and pretended to be Keeta employees, were they arrested? Were they turned into the?
So we informed the police, so they're investigating right now. Okay.
There's no news, whereas if they were arrested or not.
Not that I'm aware of. Yeah, I think the police is still investigating on the case.
I see. And I guess just to cap off our interview here, the final question would be your overall goals, let's say, for this first year of operations here in Brazil. We're coming into 2026, of course, we're in December right now of 2025. In December of 2026, Mr. Tony Xu, where would you like to see Keeta as a company in the Brazilian market?
So we want to build a product that's liked by our users. The users include consumers, restaurant partners, and riders. So we want to provide the best services and most affordable prices for our consumers. We want to help our merchant partners grow their business, and we want to help our riders with stable incomes and at a better work environment. So that's our goal.
I see. Perfect. Well, thank you so much for your time, Mr. Tony Xu. It's been a pleasure to be here with you today, and it's been a pleasure to understand a bit more about Keeta and its plans for 2026 and the future in the Brazilian market.
Thank you, Miguel.
Chega ao final essa edição especial do Poder Entrevista. Em nome do jornal digital Poder 360, agradeço ao Sr. Tony Xu e a Keeta como um todo. Agradeço também a todos que assistiram a esse programa. Para ficar sempre bem informado, inscreva-se no canal do Poder 360 no YouTube, ative as notificações e não perca nenhuma informação relevante. Obrigado.